My connection with nature starts from childhood. When I was 4 or 5 years and I start to work, all my life until now is nature, especially the birds. I was hunter because all my friends, my teachers in the primary school were hunters. I knew the habits of most of the birds. And always they asked me to go with me for hunting. So as a good student and kid, I tried to be a good hunter for them. Because of the intensive management and cutting of the pine trees, we don't have mature trees with hollows. So there is a lack of nesting sites for scope sow. My teachers teach me how to produce lime sticks. So I became very strong hunter. When I was a child, I hunted with small guns, with lime sticks, with mist nets, which again, mist nets my teachers gave me. I was a kid. I didn't know where I will find the mist nets. They brought to me, free. But I gave them birds, blackcaps, thrushes. I went with them for hunting. When I went to the university and I started to learn ecology, I saw so big mistakes that I did. And nobody told me that it's so bad, I destroy nature. I love nature at the same time, but I destroy nature. I kill many birds. So from this time, I start to work personally and directly for the conservation of nature and especially the birds. The problem with illegal hunting is that destroy many species of the island, especially during the breeding period, out of the hunting period. Hares, mouflons, partridges, even sometimes seagulls, protected species. If they use at this time lime sticks or mist nets to catch blackcaps or thrushes, at the same time they catch all the species of birds. I was 4 or 5 years old. I remember the vultures come to sit on the cliff in front of our house. Dozens of vultures land. Everywhere there were vultures. As soon as I came back from the university, I started to deal especially with the vultures. Started to disappear from my area. My dream was to protect them. I start to check all the cliffs one after the other to find where these birds had their colonies. We protect these cliffs. We declare all these cliffs as a permanent game reserve area. We follow the birds, we put on the transmitters. We have permanent observation during the period where the young vultures abandon their nest. Because we found that at that time, the young vultures, the juvenile vultures, had big problems. Sometimes they fall from the cliff, in the bottom of the cliffs, or in the sea. We had the colony at the Episcopi Cliffs, which is above the sea. When the juvenile fell in the sea, it was difficult to survive. Eantas was a juvenile which fell in the sea. It was very difficult because at that time I didn't know to swim. From one side I had to protect the bird, from the other side to save also myself. I put this bird in the cage, I helped a lot. After 8 months we released it. It was a very strong bird. I gave the name of my son, Eantas. After 5 years, Eandas form a pair with Aphrodite, another juvenile vulture which we found from the sea. He started to build a nest. Every day, every week, I check them. They continue to build their nest. We are ready to lay eggs. And in January 2005, I had a call from English base that there is a bird in the seaside dead. Immediately, when I checked, I saw it was Eandas. I was disappointed in a moment because all my work for 6 years disappeared in few minutes. It was also the same with other vultures, with poisons. Shepherds or leopard hunters, they put poison on dead carcasses to control the population of magpies, jackdaws, or foxes, because they believe that these species affect the game species, and the shepherds believe that foxes and magpies affect their animals. The vultures, all the colonies, sometimes they gather together to feed from the same carcass. If this carcass is poisoned, there is a chance to lose the whole colony. The future of the Griffon vulture in Cyprus is difficult, but if the society is more sensitized about this, especially the groups that work in the nature or live in the nature, like shepherds, hunters, the government, if all together work on this direction, I think that there is a future for the Griffon vulture on this island. The young generation must be educated through the environmental education, through school projects in nature, in the forest, in the fields. Without environmental education, it will be very difficult to save our wildlife, our nature.